What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Sunshine Queen here. I hope you guys are having an awesome Monday. Yay, it's Monday, right? Well, at least you have some good news. If you like drama, then I'm gonna give it to you, okay? So, yes, it's Monday. Excuse me. And I do have some P Diddy news for you guys on my channel. So I know that there was a victim that came out who is being represented by Gloria Allred, and TMZ put some news out stating that the lady, the context of the information pretty much was giving me the vibes like she was trying to get Big Joe to be on her side, maybe to like both of them go at P Diddy or something, but I don't believe that's what was actually going on. And I'm saying that because, and it's sad and it's crazy that TMZ would have the contacts put out that way, and then other people are giving other information. So this channel I watch called Mims, MIMS, Make It Make Sense. If you guys know, then you know. If you don't know, please go check him out. He's a lovely guy. I always watch his content a lot. That's why I definitely want to make sure I put the information out that I'm the one who I receive my information from watching his channel. So what happened was Mims provided the receipts, okay? He provided text messages from the lady or the victim and Big Joe. So, because he provided a couple different text messages, so I'm gonna just start there, since that's the claim that TMZ are putting out with that context that maybe she's possibly lying or not being truthful about what happened. So, what Mims provided was text messages showing the conversation between the victim and Big Joe. So the lady asked Big Joe, was he Big Joe? She asked what was his phone number, or what was the number she could contact him at. And he was like, yeah, this me or whatever. And she was saying that, I know you and Diddy, assaulted her. And she was like, but I'm trying to go after Diddy. And, I can have you can, help me provide evidence for him, and my lawyer make sure that you stay out of it. Or I don't think she had an or in there, but I think that's pretty much what she was offering him at the time. I think she said in there in the text messages that she was going after him, after P Diddy only because he was the one with the money, stating that, I guess she think, or she know Big Joe ain't got no money. So, yes, he assaulted her, but she'll go after P Diddy and make him pay for both of them assaulting her. That's just my little take on that. Anyway, so at that time, I believe that was in November of 2023, last year. And at that time, she was with a different lawyer. Or I'm not sure if she was even with a lawyer at that time, or if I know it wasn't Gloria Allred's law firm that she was with, the law firm she's currently with. She wasn't with them at that time, when she hadn't signed a contract with them at that time that she sent out those messages to him. So in the messages, she said in the messages that, y'all both assaulted me, but I'm gonna just go after P Diddy because he has the money. So she did say that. So what she was trying to do is get proof, because what happened was in November also of 2023, her boyfriend told her that he saw the video recording of the assault. And he said that a lot of people had saw it. And so she's like, what? She remembers, of course, she was assaulted. She remembered that when she was at the office, at P. Diddy's office, they offered her a drink. And she said she took a couple sips. You know, everyone's saying they only took a sip or two. And then they just start feeling woozy. So I'm thinking they must have a lot of drugs they're putting in those drinks, because pretty much they're probably not even able to finish the drink if they take a couple sips and then they're already, gone off the drink. So allegedly, this is all alleged. Allegedly, the drink made her feel real woozy, and then that's when the rape happened. I think P. Diddy raped her first, or Joe raped her. Then P. Diddy came in, one or the other, something like that happened, and it was like, make it make sense or memes. He has the documents on his page. You could definitely read it there. Or Pam, the Law Intellect, on YouTube, both on YouTube. They both have the receipts, like the law claim, the filing, the claim itself, the filing, and it goes into the details, and the details are very, very graphic. But anyway, so her boyfriend told her in November that he saw the tape. So what happened, how this all started, was P. Diddy supposedly hit her up and said he needed to talk to her about some business with her boyfriend. So she saw him. And then when she got there to P. Diddy's office, of course, that's when the assault happened. And so after the assault happened, she said she told her boyfriend about it. She was going to go to the hospital, but I think she had spoke with her boyfriend, and he told her, please don't, go and report this or anything. So he definitely knew that she was assaulted. So that's a witness, right? So that's how that all started. And then, of course, come current time, 2024, she texts, 2023, I'm sorry. She texts Big Joe, and she was with a different law firm at the time when she texts Big Joe. Or she was either at a different law firm, or she wasn't with Gloria Allred, her current attorney. She wasn't with them at the time. She hadn't signed anything with them at the time. So she was trying to figure out, how she can get someone to back her story, because she knew that the tape was out there, but she didn't know how to get it. And she asked her boyfriend if he could get it. And he said that he'll work on it or something, which, why I don't believe the boyfriend. Because this is my thing. Let me get into the whole thing real quick, and then I'll go into my whole opinion of what I've heard. So during November 2023, of course, she reached out to Joe, and she also reached out to this boyfriend. I'm not sure if they're still together, hopefully not. But the boyfriend that was her boyfriend at the time of the assault, I think they call it SA. I'm not supposed to say that on YouTube, which is crazy, but so yeah, I'm gonna say SA, which is Bex, you know what I'm saying. Okay, if I'm not supposed to say it, it's SA. What you think S is for, Okay, and then the A is the assault, sexual assault. Okay, so I'm gonna say SA. But anyway, so people saw the video, but she never saw the video, and she didn't know how to get the video. But what's known is that Joe has, like, he sells porn or something. So everyone, I guess, in that industry, like, know who he is and what he does. So she hit Joe up. She also hit her boyfriend up around this time, November 2023. And she told him that she was going to file go see a lawyer about the assault. And she asked him if he could, provide her with the tape or help her get the tape. And he was like, yeah, I'll work on that. And I'll even speak on your behalf and, let your lawyer know that I saw the tape. And so she was like, oh, okay. So, all right, because I'm gonna need you to do that. She even asked him at the time, did she know of a lawyer that she could use? And he was like, no, don't know any lawyers. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, how do I get in touch with this person and that person? And he was just all like, nah, nah, nah. But he said in the text messages that's on Mim's channel that he posts, he said, the boyfriend, he said that he saw the tape of the assault. So we know the assault had happened if multiple people saw it, right? And I'm saying multiple people because I'm gonna get there. So what happened was TMZ came out with the story, and I believe it was the same day TMZ came out the story, Mims came out with the receipts, right? So it looks like TMZ was trying to spin a narrative that maybe the lady was lying, and she was trying to get Big Joe to be on her side and bring down P Diddy. That's what they were saying, but then the messages got put out, right? So the messages between the victim and Big Joe, and the victim and her boyfriend. So of course, I told you what both of them said. So again, the boyfriend had said in the text messages that he was aware of her, that she was SA, that he would testify. That's what he said. He said in the text messages that he would testify on her behalf, that he did see the tape. Not that he saw the assault personally, but that he did see the tape. And she was like, oh, okay, because I'm going to need you to, tell what you saw, or, explain to them what you saw on those tapes. And he was like, oh, okay, that's no problem at all. That's no problem. So then, TMZ come out with this story about Big Joe, not the boyfriend. So the only thing you hear is, and Big Joe went on, I forgot what network he was on. He was on some journalist network, and he was telling his story, saying that he never met this girl before in his life, right? So he was like, and she tried to pay me some money to help her and get on her side. So if you look at the text messages, she's pretty much just asking him like, hey, I know you both SA'd me. That's what she said in the text messages. You both SA'd me, but I want to take down Diddy. So how is she saying that she just trying to set Diddy up if she's saying, I know you both SA'd me? He's saying, Big Joe is saying he never met this woman before in his life, which I thought was very interesting. And the fact that he came out on a network very quick, telling his story as if that's going to crack the case. No, sir, that's not how it works. In a court of law, I'm sorry, my chair making a lot of noise. In a court of law, you're gonna have to prove that that wasn't you. Now, if that video gets out, boy, he's going down. So anyway, what happened also, Mims was able to get receipts from two people that was working with Diddy at the time of that essay. They were having a conversation. It was a male and a female. There are some text messages that Mims was able to provide to us. All this is allegedly, however you say it. This is my opinion, and based on the research that I saw, I'm just repeating it because it is very interesting and entertaining, and they are entertainers. So yeah. Anyway, so of course, like I said, on Mim's channel, he has this information here. So definitely check him out, like, share, and subscribe to his channel because he has a great channel. But he provided text messages of two people who work with Bad Boy, work for Bad Boy Records or P Diddy, whatever his company was named at that time. They work for that company, and I guess they're They sound a little salty in the text messages, almost like they kind of want to take Diddy down. Like maybe they didn't get something that they were promised, and now they got a bone to pick. But anyway, so these text messages, both of them, it's a male and a female, they were going back and forth. So I believe one of them said to the other, did you hear about that girl? That was Thalia. Thalia, that's her name. Dang, look how that came to me, because they kept saying her name in the text messages. And they were like, that's Thalia. And they were like, yeah, that girl is little. I can't believe Big Joe messed with her. Yeah, everybody was talking about her. Everybody was talking about the incident. And they were saying that Big Joe kept picking on the boyfriend. So in the text messages, that's what the people were saying, that they definitely knew about the assault at the time and that they wanted to back her up, but they were saying that they didn't want to be put out in the public. So the two people, I don't know who the people are because Mims wouldn't release who they were. But again, it was a male and a female, and they were salty with P Diddy, and you can get that context out of the text messaging. But they were going back and forth about what had happened that time, and they were like, "Yeah, because I remember that." They even said Mary J. Blige recorded in that studio or something, and P Diddy, it was his office, but he turned it into a studio or something like that. But so I was just thinking, like, why wouldn't TMZ put that information out? But they put that little cheap information out, because even the information they put out, if you check those text messages, it did not sound like a woman who was trying to get someone on her side to take someone down. It didn't sound like that. It sounded like a victim that was victimized, and she needed some support, to some type of proof to provide to her lawyer so she can file a claim. That's what it sounds like to me. And real quick, I just want to say, it just seems like a lot of people are saying, oh, since when is a problem when you just want to be freaky? I keep hearing that, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? No, you can be freaky, but when you are putting stuff in people's drinks, that's a problem. That they don't know that's in their drinks, and it's manipulating them to the point where they can't really feel too much pain, or they're not able to control their, how they act or what they do. When you're pretty much like giving them something that's you're going to use to make them loose or quiet, or so that you can victimize them, that's the problem. And people are not saying that. They keep saying, oh, they're trying to take Diddy down, they're trying to take Diddy down. And I'm thinking, at this point, what are y'all talking about? It's even children that's a part of these lawsuits. Now, I will say, the 6-year-old boy, I think he was 6 or 9 or something, that came out with the claim, I believe his parents took him to a Diddy party because his dad was a photographer for Diddy at the time, or something like that. The dad was employed by Diddy somehow, and his wife and child came because I guess they were invited. They were able to come. So it was labeled as like a cookout or like a gathering or some sort. And when the wife and child came, the child was the young person. This guy, of course, he's like 30 something years old now. So he did an interview and he's telling the story, and I'm trying to figure out, like, well, what was the problem? I'm not quite sure about his case because I didn't hear much. He was telling the story, and he was just saying that his mom, he was there with his mom, and it was a lot of drugs going on, being passed around, which he said marijuana, which made me think he said marijuana because they're black. Because we know P Diddy crowd was doing a whole lot more than marijuana, baby. Okay, but I don't know. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason I don't know. People always seem like they associate black people and marijuana. Like I guess I understand because, I guess some black people do associate white people with like meth. So I guess that's like those stereotype type things. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I mean, there are even rumors about like meth being a part of the drugs that was passed around: meth, heroin, cocaine, ecstasy, Molly, all types of things. That new drug, the Tucci or whatever, that's pink. Child, like it's crazy. But anyway, so the boy said that it was marijuana being passed around, and it was naked women that was there at the party. So I'm thinking, so he said his mother moved him to a different side. So I guess one area maybe had some naked women there, and then they moved around to another side because it was a young child there, him when he was young. So I'm just thinking, why the mama there? Like, you would have to really, really want to be watching your husband to stay at a party like that, and you got your young child. I don't care, male or female. All right. I'm not going to have my young children around people who are doing drugs and walking around half naked or naked. So I'm trying to figure out why y'all stayed. I think that's a question for the mother. But so I really didn't hear, like, what happened between him. I know he did say that he did an interview, and I can't remember where I saw his interview at, but it could definitely be researched and found on YouTube unless they take it down for some reason. But the young man was saying that, and I'm saying young, but I believe he's in his 30s. Take that however you want to take that. But he was saying that P Diddy, he took a picture with P Diddy and he was hugging him, and it made him feel real uncomfortable. And I don't know. I just needed to hear more about that story to make that one believable, because I'm thinking both your parents were there. Not just your dad who was working, but your mom was there. What was she doing? Dad's working. What is mom doing? While you're out there playing around, running around, doing whatever a kid do at that age, I don't know. Why would you? Okay, so let's say, okay, me and my 6-year old go to a P Diddy party, and I see a whole bunch of naked women and his drugs being passed around all in front of him, around him, and everything. I'm leaving. I think they stayed there for a while, because in the picture it was daylight, but then I think they said something like they were there for a while. So I'm thinking, why would you stay? Like, you see what's going on. Why was it that important for you to stay so long, and you have this young child? Just thinking about the mom at this point. Not trying to put anything on anyone, because I don't really know what happened, but that make sense for me, okay? Because I just wouldn't do that. But I guess common sense just ain't common no more, because speaking of common, why a lot of folks talking about Common and Jennifer Hudson supposed to be like engaged or something? I don't believe that's the case. I believe that when he was just recently on her show, she did ask him if he was seeing someone and if marriage was on the table or something. And I think he said it's the possibility for the right person or something like that. I don't remember hearing actually that he proposed, but I don't know. I saw a couple of channels and people were saying that they were engaged. And I was like, I don't remember that, because I think he liked men. And I only say that because, and there's nothing wrong with the man who like men, to each his own. But I'm a woman and I know how women feel. how a majority of women feel. We don't like to share. So when it comes to a man that you like, when it comes to you liking a man, you don't want that man to like men if you're a female. From my, you know, for me, it's some of us out here that don't. We just don't. I know it's some women that's okay with that. They're okay with their man, being gay. To each his own, but it's the group. A lot of us who don't. We prefer a guy who like a a woman born a woman. I'm not sure what you call that. I think that's a cis woman, but I'm not quite sure because I don't know really too much about all those terms and stuff. But I believe Common is one of those people who, and I say that only because this is all my opinion, it's all alleged, but I say that because he can't keep a relationship with a person, with a woman. Like, why you can't get in no why you can't be in no successful relationship? You know, being with all these celebrities ain't that successful going on there. You can't find no woman. Something ain't right about that to me. That's just my opinion, but whatever. I guess it does lead to good entertainment. And I mean, this industry has really entertained the world out of us. It's giving me Hunger Games right now with how these people portray themselves to be one way, and then come to find out it's not that. Like P Diddy, right? Like, I remember hearing the claim the girl Gina made on Tasha K, saying that P Diddy stomped her, and I believe she came out with the claim as well, because I'm not sure if it was her, but I know that supposedly there is a SA victim who said that a baby was stomped out of her stomach, or her stomach was stomped on or something, and she had a miscarriage. And it made me think of Gina, the girl Tasha K interviewed. And she when she was saying all that, I did not believe her, y'all. I did not believe her. I was like, ain't no way in the world you would be with someone who would stomp a baby out your stomach. I don't even know how you could do that. I don't even want to see how you could do that right there. What I do want to see is who on them sex tapes. That I want to see, minus them children, because I don't know if y'all heard about it. So it's this I think the girl is a rapper or something, or was trying to be a rapper or some type of artist. She just recently did a second interview that came out, and she said that she was with this Arabian prince, and he told her that he was going to get her career going. And she went to P Diddy house, and she got invited inside the house by one of the sons, and she wouldn't tell which one. And she said when she went inside, it was a whole lot going on. She said it was children. No, no, I'm sorry, she did not say children. She said little people that shouldn't have been there, that was dressed up like Japanese juju people or something. I don't even know what the heck that is. I don't even know what that is, but I just thought that was real interesting, because it sounds like she was trying to say that they were children, because she said they shouldn't have been there. They should have been home somewhere. But, she said that she saw children in that intimate area where people were actually having blank EX, and doing a whole lot of different drugs. And she said it was 4 celebrities in there that she wouldn't name, and it was a rapper that kept trying to I guess like come on to her. He was just rubbing her, feeling on her body. And she said P Diddy was like, anyway, if I would have heard all this years ago, I wouldn't believe half the stuff. I wouldn't have. So I can understand how people find it hard to believe it, because it does sound like ain't no way. Like, thinking about the baby oil could have drugs in it, and it's probably not oil. It could be like a liquid solution that goes into drinks. Because think about it, the baby oil bottle squirts out very easily, squirts out real good. So you could squirt a whole bunch of drinks if you make them real quick. It's not funny at all. It's definitely not. And I just feel for all the victims. So there's also some other cases that came out from Busby. So he released, I believe, like three or four of his cases, of the 120 cases. So one of them was a guy, and this guy said that he worked for, what was the name of the company? I can't remember. I should really take notes, but you all can look this information up. So the guy said he worked for, I guess, like a competitor to Sean John, or wherever Sean John was selling his products at. This was a competitor. I'm not quite sure, because it sounded like he ended up getting, P Diddy ended up getting his clothing line in this, with this company, so they could sell it or something. But anyway, so I guess he was having like some type of event or something for his clothing line, P Diddy, that is. So him and his bodyguards took one of the employees who was working at this store, and took him in the back, and they forced the guy to have fellatio on P Diddy until P Diddy until he had a happy ending. And then the guy is saying that P Diddy went back out and was talking to people and acting like none of this had even happened. And the guy said that he reported it to the where he worked for, the company he worked for. He reported it to them, and he felt like they weren't taking his claim seriously. And he said, of course, he had to deal with this because he's a straight guy, and he always thinks about this essay, and it haunts him, right? Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. And so, yeah, so he filed that claim, and that claim is out here. And yeah, so I mean, just thinking about that, and it wasn't no real reason for P Diddy to do that. It's almost like he just went in there and said, I want you, come in the back. And then the bodyguards were there. They assaulted the guy. The bodyguards assaulted the guy with a gun. The guy said that allegedly he was hit on the back of his head with a gun, on the back of his neck with a gun, that made him fall down. While he was down, P Diddy said he put his thing in his mouth, and he said that he was a little guy. Oh my goodness. I was like, what a diss. Okay. And matter of fact, I've heard that in a claim or two also, that P Diddy's size was little. And I mean, just thinking about it, Cassie said that he liked big ones. So I guess since he don't have one, I don't know. It's a whole mess there when you talk about the P Diddy mess and all this. So I say all this to say that when it comes to making people go against their will, that's a problem. You could get freaky however you want to get freaky. Who cares? But when it comes to you forcing someone to do it, or you messing with underage people, yeah, you need to go down for that. And I used to say I was a huge R. Kelly supporter. Like, I was like, those people are lying. They're lying. I still know that some of that stuff was a lie. Like the last girl who was living with him at the time he got locked up, her parents or her mom was pretty much setting her up, or setting her and R. Kelly up. So that is all like, That case there was just crazy to me because they definitely were lying about how everything happened because they pulled up the proof. They pulled up the text messages from the girl and the mom. And in the text messages, it shows that the mom was the one who was contacting R. Kelly. She was telling her daughter what to wear, how to dress, how to act, so that she can get R. Kelly, which sound like a setup, but the girl, I guess she was too young to understand that her mom was setting R. Kelly up for a reason. And I'm just thinking, like, why was she going so hard to set him up? I really believe that someone was forcing her to do that because I just can't imagine setting my 16-year-old, 17. I can't remember if she was 16 or 17 at the time. But I can't even imagine setting my daughter up with some grown man. That's just crazy. So I do know some of that was because the case pretty much proved itself, but they wanted to take down R. Kelly. So, of course, they could only go with the evidence they had, which was, to me, trash. But so yeah, I don't know, to each his own, but I definitely believe it now because it looks like that's a culture that they have going on. This is something, it's looking like this is something that they do for some reason. Think about it. Now, you have a person who can sing real good or who can rap. They just want to be able to provide for their families or themselves. And then here you go talking about, oh, you got to do this or that, nasty, being nasty, like that goes against everything that you will probably do just on a regular basis. Because, like you said, like we all say, there's freaky people out there. There's nothing wrong with being freaky, to each his own. But when you have to do strange things for your career or to be an artist, that's a problem. We got to get those folks up out of there. Your star can't even shine bright because here they go corrupting the whole thing. And yeah, they need to all be taken down, all of them. And not just the black ones, white, whoever is involved. And it sounds like it's a lot of people involved. It's giving me Epstein. It's giving me Epstein. Yeah. I might do a video about that because it's a lot of stuff about Epstein. I think people don't even know because I don't even hear people talking about it. But I'm going to say it real quick. Okay, so it's this, I don't know if you guys, I'm 43. So I remember Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, the TV show. It was a TV show that talked about famous people who had a whole bunch of money. At the time, Epstein was on this show, right? They were talking about him. Of course, he wasn't interviewed or anything, but it was this guy who was the host, and his voice is real, it's real like show business. It reminds me of show business. I forgot his name, but anyway, so the guy, he would just talk about famous people and what they spend their money on. So he brought up Epstein, and he was saying how Epstein had he was a teacher, a math teacher. I didn't even know that Epstein was a math teacher. I didn't even know that. Anyway, so it explains how he was getting those children, because he was used to being in a school with children, so he knew how to bring them in. So anyway, so he got those children to come there to his house, whatever. He was the house that he was living in, that got, I think one of the houses that got raided, that house used to be a school. It used to be a schoolhouse. I thought that was real interesting too, because it just showed how crazy and creepy that guy was. But also, Epstein had on the show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, the guy, the host, he was saying how Epstein, he went from being a school teacher to making his millions being in finance. And then he brought that he brought the schoolhouse and turned it into a house, and he paid scientists to work in his basement. He paid them $20 million a year. It says this on that show. And they were saying it like it was, ooh, he paid scientists $20 million a year. But of course, my wheels are spinning like, what in the world is he paying scientists to do down there? Could have been making those drugs. Now, I didn't see Diddy name related to Epstein, but I think Jay-Z and Beyonce was listed, Naomi Campbell, Bill Clinton, Chris Tucker, a lot of names that we know of. They could have just, and then, Epstein was moving to a lot of different countries and stuff. But I feel like whatever he probably was making down there in that basement, he probably was selling it. So I don't know. That new drug Tucci, I've never heard of that before until, Lil Wayne kept saying Tucci, and I thought that was a nickname for him or something. I didn't know it was a drug at the time. But yeah, this thing gets real deep and dark, and all of them need to be exposed. And you're going to have to get to the head, though. I don't feel like the FBI, Homeland Security are wanting to go to the head to cut him down, so that break down the whole corporation or the whole um, thing they got going on. But I'm just saying that because I don't believe Diddy, even with him being a millionaire, a billionaire, I'm sorry, supposedly, um, I don't feel like he was the head. I don't. But I also did some more research and found out that P Diddy went to Catholic school. Should I say more? And he was like a not a choir boy. I forgot what they call, like a usher boy or something. Anyway, one of those young men who stay like real close to the like the pastor, preacher, whatever you call um the clergy there. Is it clergy? I'm not sure. Like the pastor, wherever you call the pastor, those young boys, they stay close to them. P Diddy was one of them. So I'm just thinking, oh, poor thing, like could he have been a victim himself of being essayed by men? Because we know how the Catholic Church have that thing on there, surrounded about them, and how they keep messing with young boys and children, assault, essaying children and all. This thing gets real deep and dark, and I feel like it's all crumbling down, hopefully. I can't even imagine, like, what if one of my children were artists and they wanted to sing their heart out, and then they hear the industry people go, oh, you're gonna have to do something strange to get this little bit of change. Because think about it, a lot of these artists ain't even making all that money they say they have. Like that estimated, I'm sorry, my chair makes all types of noise. But just because they're famous don't mean they're rich, don't mean they got the finances to support their lifestyle. Okay, so don't get it twisted and think that they all just out here balling all heavily, because once you do your research on that, you'll find out, a lot of them don't have nothing. Think about it. Mary J. Blige, she said she was homeless. This was after the deal. She said she was homeless. This is before the husband that's now taking all this money from her each and every month, which I feel like P. Diddy probably set that up somehow too, because I don't know. I don't know. It just all seems strange. Like she finally gets a guy, and then this guy, then their relationship ends for what reason, I'm not quite sure. And then now she got to pay him allegedly like $30,000-$40,000 a month in spousal support. For what? I think he was a producer. Whew, child. It's deep, it's heavy. And then they say allegedly Mary J. Blige on one of them tapes with P. Diddy with a young male. And I'm thinking it probably was Usher. And if you know me, you know I'm a huge Usher. I don't like using fan after Kendrick Lamar said freaky ass nigga. But cause I ain't one of them. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of this news, you guys. I'm just letting you know what I hear and what's going on. So if you haven't heard, you're definitely gonna hear it here. If you don't know about it, you're gonna find out about it on my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because it is very long and I didn't expect it to be this long. But if you guys appreciate this information, you could definitely do some further research and get some information for yourself. Like I said, Mims Make It Make Sense is Mims. His channel, it's a guy, light skinned guy. He's very cool. I don't know him personally, by the way. I'm a subscriber of his and I like the content that he puts out. But you could definitely get a lot of great details and receipts and stuff from his channel if you check his channel out. But yeah, so this is it. I hope you guys have an awesome Monday. And when I get some more news, I will be back. Okay. Peace, you guys.